morning, ballers! And oh, if you know why I'm excited, anybody who's been watching my channel for a little while will know exactly why I'm excited, because I'm on my favourite class in World of Warcraft, and that is the Warrior. Oh, he's good. I love the Warrior. The Warrior is absolutely awesome. And today we're looking at his final basic spec, and that is the Arms Warrior. Yeah, baby. It's not the top PvE spec in any respect. It's not the best tank spec, obviously, and it's not the best DPS spec, but it's so fun, and that's what I love about it. I was very disappointed in the Fury Warrior and the changes Blizzard made to him, but Arms Warrior is gravy, baby. Absolutely creamy good. Oh yeah, it feels meaty, it feels awesome, it feels exactly as a warrior should, and we're going to look at it today. A couple of ways we can look at the Arms Warrior. We're going to use a simplistic, basic, heroic build, as if you've just hit level 85. This is what we're going to focus on today. What I don't want to see happening is people trying to look at very advanced guides, which involves a lot of stance dancing, which I absolutely love. I can't wait to do the advanced guide for the Arms Warrior, guys. Oh, stance dancing takes me back to the old school, baby. And we love the old school. So this is going to be the basic, staying in a battle stance, doing everything gravy, and looking at a heroic build which involves a little bit of AoE goodness with some blade storming action. Ooh, as usual, we're going to use the talents, we're going to look at the glyphs, we're going to look at the rotation, and then we're going to do a heroic demonstration of exactly how ponage this spec is. I absolutely love it. It's great, so good. Let's look at our guy. This is First Sergeant Preach of the old school. As you can see, he's got a combination of gears, guys. As I've been doing various guides for you, from the Prot Warrior to the Fury Warrior, we've picked up some little bits and bobs of gear, and that's exactly what's going to happen. So we're still going to look at it as if you've just hit level 85. His item level is 352. That's a combination of tank gear and DPS gear. As you can see, he's got his wonderful looking ZG helmet, or Zulaman, whichever it's from, but we all know one thing, it looks terrible. Looks absolutely awful, but that doesn't matter at all. What are our stat priorities? Strength, mainly. Got to get your strength up, because every time you hit something, you want to hit it as hard as humanly possible. Got to get your strength up there, guys. Got to absolutely be beefing it up, and that's what we want to do. Next comes hit. We want to get our hit to 8%, considerably lower than our Fury Warrior, who was dual wielding. It's very easy to cap out as an Arms Warrior to get our 8% hit with a two-handed weapon. That's all we need to get. As you can see in our melee hit chance, we want 8% chance to hit. He's at 8.01. Yes, I made it to be 0.01 of the hit cap. Thank you, my people. Yes, come on, the Reforger. Ooh, no guides were used in the making of this video. That is all Preacher Man doing his reforging. As you can see, our next stat you might think, as always with melee, is expertise. It's not the case, guys. It is really not the case because of a little talent. We have a little ability called Overpower. Overpower works in a very particular way and procs when we get dodges. Not only does it proc from ticks of rend, it also ticks from being dodged. So expertise isn't that crucial, guys. Don't worry about it too much. Our next major stat is going to be crit. We need to get our crit up as high as possible after our hit. So if we take a goodie item look at this, we put as much strength in as possible. We've got a strength enchant, we've got a strength gem, and then we look at haste and mastery, and you're wondering which one of them are to reforge. Haste is our worst stat, guys. Don't worry about your haste that much. Mastery comes about as equal as expertise. It's still way down there, so this item is particularly garbage for Arms. That's okay, but we look at that and we think haste and mastery. Haste is the worst stat in the universe. Go away, haste. Reforge that into some hit. Boost our hit up. As you can see, he's still wearing some tank gear because we just haven't managed to get any good DPS gear on this guy yet. He's still wearing a combination of tank gear, so we're going to ignore that one. Moving down, he's not got a leg enchant on, as you guys probably won't be spending 700 gold on leg enchant, so I'm not going to do that either. Hasted expertise. Haste is the worst. Going to grab some hit out of that. Leave the expertise up there. Fine and dandy. Crit and hit. Those are good items. It's a shame there's a lobby level, but we're going to leave that alone. Don't have to reforge everything, guys. One thing I do want to point out particularly is the license to slay. When you cap, your first purchase should be this, because it's amazing. This trinket is absolutely overpowered as hell. It's so good. Everything you need for a warrior in terms of fury, in terms of arms, this trinket provides in spades. It is glorious, guys. Pick up your license to slay. Reforge that to some crit, hit and crit. Oh, yeah. Oh, it feels so good. So that is your reforging, guys. You want strength, then you want to get 8% hit. Your next is going to come your crit. And haste is way at the bottom. Mastery and expertise are about the same. You don't want too little expertise so your mortal strengths are missing or anything like that in your Colossus Smash. That would be very, very terrible. But don't worry too much about trying to hit that 26 expertise cap. Don't worry about it. In the advanced guide, we will be hitting that because we're going to be stance dancing, which means we rely less on overpower. Boom! Talents. Okay, this build is built for heroics. As you can see, you have a choice in your build. You have a very, very, very mixed amount of choices to make as an Arms Warrior, and that's fine and dandy. So what did I go with? What did I think was best for me? Blitz, get 10 additional rage. More rage is good and stuns through targets. That's going to help out your tank in heroic groups. You might get a particularly poor tank. You're charging in every single time you can. That's going to stun some targets. Great. Let your tank pick them up. Get that ball of death generated. Blitz is really good, I think, for this. Field dressing increases all our healing on us. That's fine and dandy. For a DPS to receive extra healing means we're going to stay alive longer. That might be the bit that just keeps us alive and keeps us DPSing. And War Academy, basic talent list, guys. Increases your damage of your Mortal Strike, your Raging Blow, your Devastate, your Victory Rush, and Slam by 15%. We're going to be using Mortal Strike and Slam like absolute ballers, so that's a nice 15% damage buff. I skip Tactical Mastery in this build because I'm not going to be stance dancing. I'm going to leave stance dancing out of it for now and look at that in the advanced guide, okay, guys? So I skip Tactical Mastery for the sake of what we're doing as we hit level 85 and we're getting used to our class. Tactical Mastery is just not needed. I also skip Second Wind. I just don't think it's that useful. We don't get stunned too much in Heroic. It's debatable because it just generates some rage. It's debatable, but I prefer the other talents. Deep Wounds, mandatory. Your critical strikes cause the target to bleed. Ooh, also buffing the power of crit. You can see where crit starts to line up really nice. We're going to start getting some big bleeds, and as an arms warrior, we hit really hard with our abilities, and then we're going to get some nice bleeds going on. I also pick out 1 out of 2 in Drums of War, just to reduce our pummel. If we are going to be interrupting, I want that to be as cheap as possible. We don't get the damage buff like we're getting Fury, so we want to just make that nice and cheap. So, because we're interrupting, of course we are, guys. We're helping our group. That's our #1 priority always, is to play beyond your basic split. Just because we're a DPS class, that does not mean that we do not help out the group. So we've already picked up Blitz, and we've already picked up a reduced pummel so we can do our interrupts like absolute bosses. Then we're going to pick up our first thing that's really major to the class. This is really going to start signaturing us out as an arms warrior. Taste for blood. Don't you just love that name? Go Warriors! Fuck yeah, baby. Increase your overpower crit chance by 60%. In addition, there's more than 60% crit buff? Yes, please. In addition, whenever your rend ability causes damage, you have a 100% chance of allowing the use of overpower for 9 seconds. Yeah. This effect will not occur more than once every 5 seconds. Now, that effect only comes from the rend dots, guys. So whenever Rend's ticking, as soon as that 5 second period is over, we're definitely going to get an overpower. But if we get dodged, we can also use overpower. That's separate from this, okay, guys? So really, really good. Sweeping strikes are baller attack. Your melee attacks have an additional nearby opponent. So because we're DPSing 1 talent, 1 mob, and we've got sweeping strikes going, we're also hitting the next guy. Who wants more than that? Yeah! Fuck you, combat rogues. All about the arms warrior. And then we have Impale, increase the critical strike damage bonus of Mortal Strike, Slam and Overpower. So every time those bad boys crit, we're getting another 20% damage bonus on top. Oh, it's so good. Improve Slam. Decrease the swing time of Slam by 1 second and increase its damage by 20%. So obviously we're going to be using Slam in our rotation. That talent alone says we're going to be using it. And then we get our first major DPS cooldown, which is Deadly Calm. Don't you like the sound of that, guys? Deadly Calm. It's like it's all cool. It's like the Eye of the Storm, where we're absolutely devastating everything around us. For the next 10 seconds, none of your abilities cost rage, but you continue to generate rage. Ooh, free attacks? Free? Heroic Strike, not costing anything? Ooh, yes please. Blood Frenzy. Your attacks cause the target to take an additional 4% physical damage. This is our raid buff, guys. This is what's going to be buffing all the rest of the raid members. Applying a bleed effect. Increases bleed damage taken by the target by 30%. There's the Mangle. Yeah. In addition, your auto attacks have a 10% chance to generate more rage. Oh yeah, it's just such a great talent. Every talent in the Arms Warrior tree is just so amazing. I absolutely love it. Lambs to the Slaughter. You could not ask for a better talent name than Lambs to the Slaughter. So good. Your Mortal Strike causes the Slaughter effect. The Slaughter effect, yes. Which refreshes the duration of rend on your target and increases the damage of your Execute, Overpower, Slam, and Mortal Strike by 10%. Lasts 15 seconds and stacks up to 3 times. So we get this 3 stack of Lambs to the Slaughter just by using those abilities. Just by Mortal Striking. And we're going to be Mortal Striking anyway, so that buff is glorious. And now we no longer need to reapply Rend. Forget Rend once it's on the target. It's just going to do it itself. Yeah. Juggernaut. Come on, baby. I'm the Juggernaut, bitch. Ooh. Your charge ability is now usable while in combat and in all stances, and the cooldown of your charge is reduced by 2 seconds. Following a charge, your next slam or mortal strike has an additional 25% chance to critically hit. Yeah. However, fuck you, Blizz. Charge and Intercept now share a cooldown, so we basically stay in battle stance for this. Okay. Fine. Alright, we're happy with that. For a talent called Juggernaut, we're okay with that, Blizz. Thank you very much. Sudden Death. Your melee hits have a 6% chance of resetting the cooldown of your Colossus Smash and keep up 10 rage after using Execute. I'm so happy. I'm just so happy right now, guys. If you can't tell, this is just amazing. I can't wait to show you this heroic. Wrecking Crew, your Mortal Strike critical hits have a 100% chance to enrage you, increasing physical damage caused by 10%. This is why crit is even more important. 10% physical damage buff? Oh man, that's so good. And then right at the end, Brostorm. Yeah! We turn into a big whirlwinding ball of death. We are basically the spinning blade of death while we do this. And then you can combine it with all sorts of good jazz, like recklessness and sweeping strikes. I can't wait. That's so fun. Unfortunately, Bladestorm isn't good for single target DPS, but whatever. We're doing heroics, which are mainly trash anyway. The bosses aren't as important as the trash usually to get a nice speedy run. So we're going to be throwing out some recklessness, sweeping strikes, Brostorms all over the place. Let me move into the Fury Tree, guys. What didn't I pick up? Just more importantly, I didn't pick up Throwdown. Yeah, it's a decent talent. It's a nice big stun. Don't think it's worthwhile compared to everything else. And I skipped Tactical Mastery, as I said before. And it's skipped Second Wind, as I've said before. And I skipped Improved Hamstring. Just those are more PvP based for me. Not really a PvE place compared to all these other cool talents. Then we go into Battle Trance. Really importantly, track your Battle Trances, guys. Generally, if you've got a mod like I use Class Timer to track mine, make sure you can see Battle Trance on there. Your Bloodthirst, Mortal Strike and Shield Slam have a 15% chance to make your net special attack that costs more than 5 rage consume no rage. What do we want to be using that on? Instantly, that says to me Heroic Strike. Yes! We want to be tracking our Battle Trances, so as soon as Battle Trance procs, we throw in a Heroic Strike for free. Heroic Strike usually costs us a ton of rage. Doesn't matter now with Battle Trance, we can use that. So you're looking after your Mortal Strikes, guys. We don't use Bloodthirst, we don't use Shield Slam. So after your Mortal Strike, you're watching for that Battle Trance, see if it procs. Cruelty. Warrior Tree is just, God bless you, Blizzard, for the warrior names. Increase the critical strike chance of your Bloodthirst, Mortal Strike and Shield Slam. So a nice 10% fatty crit to our Mortal Strike. And it also works well with Wrecking Crew. Oh yeah! Insight, 3 out of 3. We get that. Increase the critical strike chance of your Heroic Strike by 15% and gives your Heroic Strike criticals a 100% chance to cause the next Heroic Strike to also be a critical strike. This guaranteed criticals cannot re-trigger the Insight effect, so you can't chain crit Heroic Strikes. That's what that's saying to you. But that means we're definitely going to get some big, fat crits. Now, there's no time limit on it, so that's fine. So we don't need to worry about spamming Heroic Strike for that. We're going to get the buff anyway. Glorious. Now, you have two choices here, guys. You can either go into what I've done, which is Blood and Thunder, which is for AoE, or you can go into Executioner. Because that's more of a single target. If you were raiding and you were doing a lot of single target DPS, I would definitely recommend Executioner. But if you're going to be doing a lot of AoE, I would go into Blood and Thunder because this is awesome. When you Thunderclap a target affected by your rend, you have a 100% chance to affect everything with rend. So we're going to be rending everything. And rend starts taking for some obscene amounts of damage, guys. Really good. So we're going to be Thunderclapping and spreading our rend like a disease. Yeah, bleed babies. So what about glyphs? Glyph of Mortal Strike, standard, increase the damage of Mortal Strike by 10%. You can now start to see through all our talents in this glyph. We're definitely going to be bumping up our Mortal Strike. It's going to be hitting like a truck. Our Overpower, we've got that 6% crit buff anyway. Increase the damage by another 10%. And our Slam, a nice big fat 5% crit chance to our Slam. Lovely. These are the glyphs I think are more important for our heroics, guys. These are all pretty basic. Pretty standard stuff. Glyph of Colossus Smash. Your Colossus Smash refreshes the duration of Sunder Armor stacks on a target. Why do we pick that up? Because it's very important, guys. Very rarely we're going to get grouped with 2 warriors in the Looking for Dungeon. Maybe we're going to get a Feral Druid. But more than likely, we're definitely going to be sundering the targets ourselves. And we always sunder our targets, guys, in PvE DPS because it's a big, fat DPS increase. And now just Colossus Smash is going to keep it ticking, so we need to sunder at the beginning, and after that we don't need to worry about it because it's just going to be stacking up itself. We're only going to do that on bosses, guys. Don't worry about sundering trash. No way. Glyph of Heroic Throw. Your Heroic Throw applies a stack of Sunder Armor, so that dictates our pull is definitely going to be charge, and on the way to the charge we're certainly going to be Heroic Throwing to get our first stack of Sunder on, so we're not wasting a global Sundering. We don't need to use 3 globals to Sunder. We can literally just use Heroic Throw and 2 Sunders, and boom, we're sundered, we're done. Only need 3 stacks. Glyph of Cleaving. We're going to cleave an extra target. You mix Cleaving with Deadly Calm and all that good jazz. We're going to be cleaving the hell out of some stuff. Oh yeah. Rest of it, Glyph of Battle Shout. Increases the duration by 2 minutes. Not too important because we're going to use it to generate rage, but increases the area of effect to make sure we hit everybody. Glyph of Berserker Rage. We generate some rage when we do that. So if we're really rage starved, we can throw out a Berserker Rage, no props. And Glyph of Demo Shout. We should be throwing Demo Shout out, guys. We don't always do it, but if we've got a big, heavy physical trash pack, go ahead and throw out a Demo Shout if your tank's not doing it. Why not? Because it helps out. Just know your tank abilities, and we're all good gravy. Okay, so that's your spec and your talents and your glyphs and your reforging. What is our priority? Our priority is Colossus Smash. We need to make sure our Colossus Smash is rocking and rolling at all times. Colossus Smash is so cool. Get Colossus Smash up. Make sure you've got some way of tracking it. Then our Mortal Strike. Now our Mortal Strike hits like a truck. Make sure your Ren's ticking away. And while Ren's ticking away, you're going to be proccing Overpowers. All good jazz. Really enjoyable stuff. Really, really simple. Okay, guys? Other than that, slam when you can. And if you're over 75 rage, go ahead and throw out a a heroic strike as well, so you dump some of that rage. But generally, use your Colossus Smash. Really, really easy. And just keep everything ticking. Keep Ren going, and that's going to refresh by the Mortal Strike. Very, very easy. So your priority is Colossus Smash. If you get that proc like you just saw then, where Colossus Smash is instantly refreshed, go ahead and use it, guys, because you get the chance to proc it again. Don't delay it too much, especially if you've already got Colossus Smash on. You might be thinking, well, I'll wait till it just runs out. Use it about halfway, if that happens, just to make sure we can get another Colossus Smash out. The more Colossus Smashes we have, the better. Alright, guys? So we're going to jump into Heroic now, and we're going to ball it up. I can't wait.